For the first time in over a month, AEW Dynamite aired live and the purpose was to build up the stories for Double or Nothing. Man, what a show it was. It was fantastic. It was a pay-per-view worthy show. Just unbelievable. Almost all the matches were 5-star. This episode saw Matt Hardy making his AEW in-ring debut, teaming up with the AEW Tag Team Champion Kenny Omega in a Falls Count Anywhere match. AEW World Champion returned to take on Frankie Kazarian and Lance Archer squared off against QT Marshall. Let's take a look at what happened this week on Dynamite. The show opened up with a match between Cody and Joey Janela. The fast exchange of near falls opened the bout until an intense Cody took control. The fighting spilled to the floor where Cody dropped his opponent with a disaster kick, then followed by a moonsault. Janela came back with a super kick. In the end, Cody gained the upper hand and dropped Janela with a crossroads for the victory. It was a great match. Cody is quickly developing into a great performer. It may have been Janela's best singles performance to date. AEW Women's Champion Nyla Rose returned to re-establish her dominance as she battled Paige. Rose completely destroyed her opponent. Consecutive powerbombs gave Nyla Rose a dominant victory. Rose was absolutely dominant here, as she should have been. It was a great way to reintroduce her dominance. Then Frankie Kazarian squared off against the AEW World Champion Jon Moxley. Kazarian controlled the early part of the match, but just a few moments later, Moxley took control. In the end, Moxley won the match with his finisher. After the match, the Dark Order attacked Moxley. A save from SCU failed as the numbers game proved overwhelming. The exalted one, Brody Lee, appeared and dropped Moxley. Lee proceeded to challenge Moxley for the AEW World title and the champ accepted. Then endured another beating. Then QT Marshall took on Lance Archer as Jake Robert watched from ringside. The match was dominated by Archer and finished QT Marshall with the EBD clause. After the match, Britt Baker hits a DDT to Brandy Rhodes and then she sends her in the ring where Robert produced a snake and sprawled it onto the unconscious body of Brandy Rhodes. The segment was a success. Lance Archer is seemingly trying to target Cody's friend and family. Dustin, Marshall and now Brandy have felt the wrath of Archer and the match at Double or Nothing is going to be a personal one. The main event of the show saw Broken Matt Hardy making his AEW in-ring debut, teaming up with AEW Tag Team Champion Kenny Omega in a street fight against the Inner Circle's Sammy Guevara and Chris Jericho. Hardy and Jericho went backstage fighting while Omega and Guevara battled in the ring. Jericho returned, joining Guevara for a 2-on-1 beatdown until regular Matt Hardy returned to join the fray and fired on the heel. As the fight continued, Hardy introduced a ladder from which he dove Guevara through a table. Jake Hager appeared, broke up the pin, and sent Omega into the ring post. The fight spilled into the arena's concourse, where Hardy sent Jericho into an ice machine. Jericho answered with a bag of ice and puts Hardy in the ice machine. Omega drove Hager with a trash can, but Guevara stopped him. Emerging from the ice as the broken Matt Hardy, he hopped in a golf cart and rammed it into Jericho. Then he ran over Guevara. Omega delivered a big moonsault of a lift. Santana and Ortiz saved Jericho from a one-winged angel. Jericho powerbombed Omega on the top of a golf cart, then droned him with the Judas effect for the win. AEW promised wild and chaotic, and it absolutely delivered. This was a spectacular main event that broke the confines of an empty arena and took the fight elsewhere, much in the same way the Boneyard match did at WrestleMania. The spots were creative, innovative, and fun to watch. Hardy running down Jericho and Guevara in the golf cart was laughed out loud. It was a perfect episode of Dynamite. I would give it 9 stars out of 10. Hope you liked the video. Subscribe for more stuff like this.